Hi guys, today I'll be showing you how to do a basic injury on your knee with homemade scar wax and latex. First, I just like to map out the general area I want the injury to be, as you can see. Then you want to fill it in with the same paint. It doesn't need to be perfect, it's just a general sketch of what you want your injury to look like. Then you get your homemade scar wax and you measure out a piece that fits over the injury you just drew. And then I use this Monster Liquid Latex General Purpose I got from Amazon. You put it over where you want the injury to be, and you press the scar wax into your skin so it sticks. Then you take some Vaseline, I got this from the dollar store, and you start blending it into your skin, and you want to make it look as flat as possible. Some people prefer to use a spatula, but I personally use my finger. I feel like it gets a smoother outcome that way. Then you want to take some flour and you want to pat it over to get rid of the shine. Then with whatever tool you decide to use, you can start carving out the area of the injury and scoop it out. So I didn't realize I wasn't filming when I colored this in, but you're just going to take some paint and fill in the area of the injury. Then you're going to go back with your liquid latex and pat it over the injury so it becomes more sturdy and less likely to rip. Then again, you just want to lay down some liquid latex and put your next piece of scar wax on top of it and blend that into your skin. Again, using your tool, you just carve out the area you want to carve out and you scoop it out. And if you have rough edges, you can just take the Vaseline in your spatula and smooth it down gently. Then going back with the Wet n Wild palette, I take both the dark purple and the dark red and fill it in, as well as the lighter red, and go around the edges. I then take the lighter red on my finger and I pat it around to make it look more irritated, and you're going to do the same thing with the liquid latex that you did before. You're going to pat it around so it's less likely to rip. And again, you take the liquid latex and you put it over the area and you grab a piece of scar wax that is big enough to cover the area and you press it down and blend it into your skin. Be careful when you're blending towards the other injuries. We put the liquid latex down so the scar wax wouldn't stick to itself and come up. And again, you just want to blend it into your skin so it's as flat as possible and looks realistic as possible. Going back with the flour, you just want to dab it over to dry it out and make sure the scar wax does not stick to your spatula when you start carving out the area. And as a reminder, it doesn't have to be perfect. They're injuries, they're supposed to look as spontaneous as possible. Be careful when you're scooping out larger pieces of scar wax because you can pull up the liquid latex from underneath. And for this one, I wanted it to end in a cut, so I just slice it down the rest of the way. This is what I meant by accidentally pulling up the liquid latex from underneath. It can cause a big mess, so be careful. Smooth down the edges with Vaseline and then cover it in powder again before you start filling it in with color. When I got to the cut, I realized I needed a smaller brush to get the paint all the way to the bottom, so I switched to a smaller brush so I could get the paint to the bottom without spreading the scar wax. Then you want to go back with your liquid latex again and press it all around, especially around the edges. While it's drying, you can go back and deepen the color in the other injuries as you please. Then again with a light red, pat around the edges to make it look irritated. I thought I wanted to use the Ben Nye Thick Blood, but it kept sticking to the liquid latex underneath and wouldn't spread, so I decided against it. Again, like I've been saying, go back with a lighter red and just dab it around the edges so it looks irritated. With this, you can be as reckless as you want. You don't have to have it a certain way. I then go in with this vampire blood I got from Amazon as well, and I just start putting it in the main part of the injuries. With fake blood, you can also be as messy as you want to be. The messier it looks, the better, so get creative. You can use as much or as little blood as you want to, it doesn't matter, as long as it looks good to you, it looks good. I like to go overboard a little with the blood, so I just pour it directly into the injury from the cap on both of these. You can also just put a big lob next to an injury so it looks bleeding, and then you can tap your brush to make it look splattered. You can also just take your finger and pat it around the edges to make it look more messy. It's up to you, it's your project, so get creative. And here's what it looks like with an up-close view. A few people I know love to watch the removal videos, so here's the removal for you guys. Then you can take your spatula and just scoop out the big pieces of scar wax and go in with makeup remover, coconut oil, or whatever you choose. I personally use coconut oil as I feel it comes off easier that way. And with that, I am finished. If you guys like this video and you want to see more tutorials, give a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.